the reality is they're going to allow first-time buyers, only first-time buyers, and only if you're getting an insured mortgage, which as you spoke, which is less than 20% down payment, they are going to allow them up to a 30-year amortization as opposed to the current setup of 25-year amortization. What this does, though, from an actual approval standpoint, is for a couple that makes $100,000 a year, this actually will only add $9,000 to their approved mortgage amount based on if they were putting down 5%. This is not going to be a massive, massive thing. Now, is it helpful? Listen, I'm for everything that's going to help housing. But why are we making the announcement to this, and probably the money spent on announcing this is probably going to end up being more than probably the benefits that come out of this, sadly, right? But that's where we're at. So the segment of the population that it's affecting is a very small number. Now, as you said, imagine you're buying your second house, but you don't have 20% down payment, and you want to basically get an insured mortgage. You're stuck on a 25-year amortization because you're not a first-time buyer. That is under her new program. So it's certainly geared towards first-time buyers, which I am all for. But I'm just wondering, who's this really going to help, and how much are you really helping?
Yeah, and that's a big part of the problem that I think we're seeing for the narrative and solutions being created. They're not doing a solution for all. So had the announcement said, we're going to allow all mortgages across the board, 30-year amortization. And yes, just so you know, there's a lot of banks, and you and I know this, a lot of banks have allowed 30-year AMs because it's made it, help people through the tough time with the increases. But when we take a look at the big picture today, I mean, I think that, again, this is more voter targeted, okay, to the group that they are desperately trying to attract to give them the votes. But again, it goes down to, it's not a solution. Okay. This is like, and here's how I look at it, Dave. Like, you sit there and talk to me about all the brand new construction, because it's brand new construction, right?
Oh, sorry, that was another thing.
Yeah, first time home buyer, brand new construction. By the way, we are going to have the lowest number of starts for brand new construction than we have historically seen in years. Okay, we're going to have the lowest number of completions. We've got builders that are bailing on, doing releases. People are putting their hands in their pockets. And yet, this is your offer, and you believe that this is a solution. I again, will turn around and say, look, there are solutions to be had for our housing problem. This isn't one of them.
You're right. I mean, actually, the one thing I didn't bring up was that it's also for just new construction. I mean, I guess where I got lost in it was the just atrociousness of the program, in that it's so segmented to certain people. You bring that up. It's only for new construction. So if you are a first-time buyer, so imagine you meet the criteria. You're a first-time buyer. You're putting down less than 20%. You want to go buy a resale home. You're not getting a 30-year amortized. But if you buy a new construction home, you're getting a 30-year. Well, what if that new construction home is going to take 4 or 5 years to build?
I was just going to say, so you're not moving in anytime soon. And these are the kind of things that I think it's a bait and switch.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think, when you think about it from a political standpoint, it does feel like, again, the message and what surrounds it seems to be bigger than the actual, savings and the actual benefit to Canadians.